hello YouTube, it is Damien, it is the Rise of a Nation, it is episode 44, and today we have the first game of Season 5 here in the Superliga. We have Fm21 in probably what is one of the toughest opening days of the season, probably only the one that's tough is probably Copenhagen, but they're very similar. It has been a very big off-season. As you can see, we are in the profit land, and that's only because we did make a big sale this year, and something I did touch on in the end-of-season review. If you watched it, you probably know who this is. You also can see that our payroll, we're expected to spend about 28, and we're making a big chunk of signings. That is correct. We have spent nearly the budget. I didn't want to, but there are some really good players out there, and there's even a few that I'm not going to be able to even pick up because we just don't have the money. And I do really think this is a very important year to stay under the budget, make the board really happy, and kind of get our finances really under control. You know, get this balance to over 5 mil plus, and then hope the board go, yep, great. You know, they're going to give me a 150k budget, maybe hopefully more. You know, they got 330 this year, maybe in the 500s next year, and increase my payroll budget to about 40. And all of a sudden, I'm going to start attracting the sort of player that's going to let us push on to battle it with the Copenhagens and the Midtjyllands in terms of a transfer front, and really push us into that European sort of fight if we just a bit more shrewd with the money this year. And I think that's the way we've gone about it. We haven't gone crazy, but we have made some signings that, we definitely do think we need. I think the best place always to start before a season starts is where are you predicted? We are predicted to finish 11th, which obviously they predicted us to finish dead last year. Interesting to see that Esberg came straight up, which is very nice to see as well. And, Yeppy, who we'd been trying to sign, is now never going to come to us. But AC Hornes came up as well, and they were predicted to finish like bottom half of the table last year in the first division or the second tier of the Danish football leagues. But obviously important to see them coming up. Straight away, we're obviously saying, can we just stay in the league? We're probably better than Esberg on paper. We're probably better than AC Hornes on paper. We're probably better than a couple other clubs here on paper as well. However, it is very important to see what kind of goes on and what goes on as well in terms of where everyone sorts out in the league and everything like that. Also important to note, my mother is about to walk through the door, so get ready for some dogs to go absolutely ballistic here as well. Important to note as well, if we go to the club info and the facilities here, there they go. Hello, mother. How are you? Good, thanks. As you can see here, on the 22nd of the 10th, because our stadium development, the time the stadium was built was delayed by 4 months. So the first time we play in our home stadium isn't today, which was going to be the thing. But unfortunately, we have to wait till the 10th, and it just so happens to be it's 2 days after this one. Right, and we're going to have to wait for 2 away games and a little bit of a break before we play actually Hornes and our first ever game in the new stadium, in the SFB stadium that we have built for us. So the finance is not too bad. We've done pretty well, but you guys are here, Damien. Transfers. Yes, we made transfers. Did you sign a left back? Yes, I've signed 2. Did you sign a right back? Yes, I signed 1, and I love his name. Can I also say, did we make sales? We made 1 begrudgingly, but there's also some interesting things going on. Important for me to start actually here. We're actually getting loan offers for players. And, we're actually getting players that are actually of worth going out. We've actually got an loan offer for Nicholas Ramilson, who's actually on a part-time contract, which I didn't know actually at the time. But, getting him out on loan, he's got the fast-up potential, makes sense. You've got people like Vidlerson, who has a little bit about him that if it was to hit his potential would be a decent player for us. 160k, 160 pounds per week, so not 160k. Someone that by loaning him out, we save a little bit of wage budget, but also he can develop. We're getting to that stage as well. It's also important to note that Mikkel Hedegaard, right, valued of about 575 to 1.5 million. He has got a couple years left on his thing, and he's developing really well. I really wanted to bring him back, but obviously I can't. If he gets a big bid, we get 40% of that. Next thing is Andreas Kudmundsson has a predicted 1.5 to 3.8 million if someone wants to buy him. Now, I'm not saying that a club does, but he is very, very well-rounded. If another club goes in and says he's 1.5 million, or 1 million, just for argument's sake, we get 40% of that. We get 400k back into the club just for doing nothing. I could actually sell these on for like 255 and 362. I'm going to wait for the year, and then if they're still hovering at this value, I might sell both of them and get another 500k into the club as well. And that's something I could do as well to make some more transfer signings here, but it is what it is. There is 2 guys here on the ins. First one is Finley is a left back. Unfortunately, this went through on July the 2nd. For whatever reason, they're making me wait till the 22nd for his work permit decision, which is incredible. And the work permit rules is £750 per week. He's on a 2.1k contract. Obviously Finley, for people that may recognise him, does come from Burnley, and look at him physically. He's unbelievable for this level. We had our choice at fullback. We had guys that were worth about 3k a week. We had a guy worth 5k a week. But the reason why I went for Finley is A, he's 21 with that sort of potential. B, very similar to Miguel Hedegaard, right? If we actually compare the pair, because we just clicked on Hedegaard. Physically, Hedegaard is better, but similar mould, like similar bouts of physicality. And, Finley at 6'2" also is very, 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 very strong. And Finley also is a very natural defender and also very good in the air. And I just feel like someone that is a defensively minded first, right, playing as a wing back on defend, right, very defensively minded first, a bit bigger to help us defend, but also physically capable of doing stuff in this league, I thought was paramount at fullback, and we found that in spades in Finley. At 21 was the younger of the choices that we went with out of the fullbacks that are going to start, because I've signed another one, and he's a bit one for the future. And we're just going to go out there, we're just going to go bang, yeah, put him in. I expect to see him grow, and as long as he plays some decent football, he's going to be quite a stayer for the rest of the season. Next thing is Miles. I've been saying I need a backup keeper. He wants 1.8k a week. I'm actually very shocked that Chelsea are releasing an English talent at 19 that looks like this. 17 determination, 6'1", doesn't have the greatest of physicals, but we can train the pace and the acceleration here, and train the strength over time. But what I like is already got 12 kicking, 12 one-on-ones, 16 reflexes, and 18 teamwork with good determination, and plus he's got 16 jumping reach and 15 aerial reach. So technically, a guy that's got very good spring. These are the sort of guy that I would, if he signs for us, right? Barnsley have come in for an offer for him as well. I would imagine that Barnsley one is going to be, a first team offer, and he might wait for like West Brom or someone to come in. I'm really hoping that he decides to come to me. We get him in. We need a backup keeper, a better one at least anyway. And we will go out there and hopefully, sign him. And I'll give him some game time this season, because I think he could potentially in a year or two be better than Robert. And then definitely could be a first team keeper for a very long time here as well. I don't actually have a scout report on him. I tried to trial him in. He actually went on trial somewhere else. Trying to think if I can show you that he went on trial somewhere else. I think he went on trial, and then Barnsley made an offer for him, and I've kind of gone in at the same time. But in terms of the transfer history, look, we're going to start on the outs. We got a couple of loans first. Andreas Dost, they actually offered money. I didn't really care if he went out or not, because he doesn't have the potential. But the big one here is Ben. They got him for 400 of... I think they got him for like pretty close to 400 per week. 325, so pretty close to the 400. So only paying £75 for Ben for the full year. He's going to coach, who I expect to come straight back up. Full-time football for Ben. He's always struggled since his injury. I'm hoping by this, he goes into the division below, he starts banging in the goals. He banged in a goal for New Zealand's under-21s, and he just develops, because he does have the potential to really feature for us. And at 19, I think it's important for him to play first-team football. As you can see, obviously we knew Lawson was leaving on a free to Atlanta, but the big one is that I tried to keep him. He was just too good. And in the end, Ajax said, we're going to take him for 925k. We had offers accepted. Actually, it was really smart. Feyenoord actually said, I'll give you 800k. And I said, can I have 800k plus a 100k fee over 12 months, plus 100k if he plays a game, taking it to $1 million, plus 50% whatever he sells for? And they said yes. So I really hoped he took the Feyenoord bid, because then I would have got 50% if he got sold on of whatever it was, plus I got an extra, technically 200k if he played a game as well, and would have hit just over the mil mark. We also had PSV come in and meet his 925k release fee. But obviously Ajax quality, right? He's not the best one there at Ajax, but I expected to see him do well. And look, we thanked Christian, and that's 925k profit. We knew it was only going to be a year that we're going to keep him. Now, into the signings. And there's one with the same name as me. Damiano Manzella is your new fullback signing. A guy that was in and around the under-19s but never played. Was someone there. But also, someone that was playing in the A-League. Went to Sydney Olympic as well. Couldn't make it in the A-League. Which I found very odd that he couldn't make it in the A-League. Someone that's naturally very quick. He's better than Callum Robinson if you compare the pair by a mile, wherever Robinson is. The greatest player of all time. We can't believe we actually found a guy with the same name as us, Damiano. Where is he? Cameron Robinson. As you can see, though, Damiano is a bit quicker, a bit better mentally, and has got a little bit more technicals and vision about him as well. Where defensively, he does lack a little bit, even though he's not that far off. He just seems to be a lot better on the ball, makes a little bit less mistakes, and mentally seems like an absolute footballer. When you compare the pair, you see that Cameron isn't too far off, but Cameron just does a few things a little bit more poorly, especially in possession of the football. And hopefully Damiano is someone that can go as a wing back and defend naturally, already at the level at 18 years of age, and we can help him maybe get that cap for the under-19s of Italy. He's also an Australian citizen, which we also love. And look, Damiano was a match made in heaven. We have an Emerson. That's correct. We have a Brazilian here, a Brazilian regen, and you're kind of thinking, Damien, how did you get him? Don't worry, he was actually in Spain. If you go to Espanyol, and what we kind of do on deadline days, we went to transfer history and we go by released players, you sometimes get some big players being released. And as you can see, Emerson was released here on deadline day, and we're like, oh yeah, we'll get him on a trial. Only want to be a breakthrough prospect, but 675k. I don't particularly have a backup left back. That's what I struggled with. I actually told Mortensen to get out the club, and we've gone and got two. So we got Finley in, and I actually think Emerson, even though it's 675k, is someone that is going to develop because he's mentally so good already at 19 years of age into a very good footballer for us. And at the worst, he's going to be here. We're going to be able to flip him in 3 years' time or 2 years' time anyway for a little bit of profit. But he should be really good to have and hopefully do a job. Frederick Hansen is another one here from Esberg, but he's a bit of a youngster. Don't worry about him. He's 15 years of age. We brought him in. But the big one here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you go by last season, he is your new key player. We knew that Christian Ramilson was leaving. And I was like, wow, we need a centre mid, a centre attacking mid. And at the same time, FC Midtjylland, who we played today, said, we're going in for Lassie Huka. We're going to just call him Lassie. He left VPS, or went on trial to VPS, left Ilves, and he had an offer in for FC Midtjylland. And I kind of said to the stream, I was like, look, we're going to put in a big bid for him. We're going to give him as much money as we can. We're going to give him, as much of a deal as we can, which is 3 years. And we're just going to go, look, if he comes in, I'm going to try play a 4-3-3 this year with a DM and hopefully make us defensively a bit more solid. And if he doesn't, I'll find a centre attacking mid. He rejected FC Midtjylland to come to us, boys. And you can see why. A very good passer of the football with great teamwork. Unfortunately, he's got 6 vision, which makes no sense. But he's a great tackler, great work rate, and he always seems to be in the right position as well. He's got great position concentration and naturally brave. Physically does lack a little bit, but we are going to train that out and train that hopefully with a double intensity training here. Just someone that's just got to sit in and do a job. We could also train him in playing ball-winning midfielder. But your team is here, and yeah. Important to know, we had a couple others that we really wanted to sign. Wanted to sign Zubero as a first choice goalkeeper. Unfortunately, wants wants like 3k a week, I think. As you can see, Finley's here. This is the sort of left backs that we're trying to sign. This guy wanted 3k a week. This guy was a 5k a week fullback that we could have signed as well. But the big miss for me is this one. We actually had an offer in for Sid. I think he's absolutely amazing. Apart from the 5 finishing, but something that you can train, but someone that can play naturally left and right and up top as well. He wanted 2.4k a week to join as a fringe player. I nearly did it, but I said I would rather get the goalkeeper in as a backup and try for that than not. He's actually now got a bid from PSV. But yeah, that's what kind of the club looks like at the moment. And as you can see, we're looking at a lot. Important to note here on the opening day as well, we have 3 players away on international duty already that would have played in this game. Jeppe Frank and Tony Christensen, because it is the under-21 or the under-19 European Championship, and we have a few boys playing there. We also have Bumnajar as well that has been knocked out now and just come back, I think, as well. We also have Cameron Robinson that is out, and Ben Nilsson, but Ben Nilsson's not at the club. So we're going to be under strength here today, but we'll see how we go in this game here. With that in mind, we are going to make some changes here to the bench. Saraz will come to the bench here. Hukic will stay. Madsen will stay. Leafy will stay. We are going to get Henrik Dusin, I reckon, on that side there. And as you can see, the only real place that I feel like we need someone is maybe at left wing. But, that time will come that we'll find a left winger. And Dusin I'm actually trying to loan out because he does look pretty good at the moment, but I just think that he needs to kind of get first team football to kind of develop. So we're not at our 100%. And we need to find a... Alright, Saraz is going to have to go in here. I reckon that's what we're going to do. And we need to find someone else for the bench. Alright. Ramsden's just going to come in. It's a very makeshift here today. So this is not what our first team's going to look like, but it is what it is. We're going to get a debut here to Damiano. We're going to get a debut here to Emerson as well, and a debut to Lassie. And we are going to play this. It's the same system, just with a DM. And in pre-season, we played it for the whole entire pre-season. We lost to AAB 2-0. Both goals coming once the first team was in. We beat Randers 5-0 with the first team. We lost to OB yet again. I was trying to make changes, and we conceded as we're making changes for that one there. We beat Frem eventually. We had to really work for that one. In the Bromby game, we did do very well, and Sid did quite well. We rotated a lot in that game as well, so very good signs. Anyway, from Damo and everyone else here, let's get into this. Score prediction on the opening day. I personally think that we are not going to win here on the opening day, but we'll see. I'm actually even going to get Bo in for this one here, I think, as well. Bo has got enough about him to come and do a job, I think, as well. So we have got Robert in goals, Damiano, Fernandez, Bo and Emerson, Lassie in the middle of the park. Two box-to-box midfielders really help out the Shoe and Zahora and that. I am going to start the Shoe, even though he's not obviously the greatest choice out there, but it is what it is. Dus will play. I'll move him to an inverted winger, and Zahora will play on the left-hand side. It'll be very interesting to see how we go about this here today. You know, you've got the bench. You know, Laris Frisch still the hot prospect here, and was the main reason why I didn't push for that striker as well, is that we do have a guy that's a promising striker that has the 5-star potential. Anyhow, it'll be interesting to see how we go here today, but hopefully we do very, very well. And the boys really do enjoy the system, it seems, as well, but a few players still need to learn it. Right, score prediction in the chat. I'm going to predict that we're going to lose here on the opening day, but I do think we'll be a little bit more solid than what I'm thinking in my mind, because we just seem to have a little bit more about us. This team is, I haven't seen this keeper, I don't think, but FC Midtjylland have a couple of guys missing and actually have one spot off the bench, you know. I think the Under-19 Championship's really killing a couple of teams, of the bigger teams here, but it'll be interesting to see. It all depends on what Zahora does, and what it seems to do this system is we seem to build up okay, but we also seem to get hit a lot. This is my problem, though, is they play with this free striker formation. I don't particularly like it, but hopefully we'll be okay. What I am actually going to do is I am going to tell Lassie, right, to man mark a specific player, and it was like Zola, central striker. Yeah, Motta, that's the one. If he can man mark Motta from minute 1 and really help the defence, that would be great. Frank's crucial to the side as well. I'm confident we have a positive pre-season as well. Sure. Shadow reckons we win 3-1. The Shoe scores. Look, it is the Shoe. He loves doing it. He's going to wear the number 9 for eternity. And hopefully Zahora wears a 14 for eternity, and we're okay. And look, this is a very interesting game. You know, we're going to find a lot of space in behind. We're going to get some wingers out wide in behind. It just depends on how well they go. Important to note that AAB, who won on the who lost to us, drew to us on the final day, but lost the title, is what I'm trying to get at. Lost on the opening day. And obviously AC Hornez lost too. So one of the toughest starts in the Danish football leagues that you can have on the opening day is definitely FC Midtjylland. Oh, God, Damien. We conceded, huh? All right, he's missed. I apologise. Pre-season game. I played the Bromby game right before work. You can see. So we're just going to go back 10 seconds, back one more, and we'll play out that highlight properly for you. So as you can see, good tackle there from Lassie. Finds dry, ball in, free header, should have been a goal, isn't, and we're back to live. Beautiful. Anyhow, opening highlight FC Midtjylland. I expect us to get on the ball and really do a job, and hopefully we'll be okay. My only problem is not having a 10 is that running off Zahora is a little bit different. That's a ball and a half, and in the end, Roberts made a mistake at his near stick. He really should have A, saved it, B, been on his near stick to save it anyway. The header kind of just went over him. We're 1-0 down, early doors here. It's not a good sign. And hopefully we do not get carved apart. But in the end, it's a floated ball. Robert just comes and just kind of flaps at it. And this is why I really wouldn't mind finding another keeper. I'm not convinced by Robert, but it is what it is. Look, we play a lot better on positive as well. We will move to it. And hopefully we will be A-okay. And yeah, look, Lassie's being drawn out of position. I don't really care. I just need him to kind of do a job for me at the moment. And anyway, Damiano finds Lassie. And away we go. It's a good ball into Kenny. And this is the thing, though, is that with box-to-box midfielders, we seem to build out quite well from building out from the back. And the Shoe now can turn. Damiano loves getting forward as well if we can find him. And there he is. And that's a ball and a half. And it nearly fell to Zahora. We scored a couple goals like that. Damiano was really good at getting forward. Frederick Anderson, Dus, now gets tackled. And this is the problem. I just don't think we have the quality to kind of deal with this. And this is going to be an unfortunate goal to concede. Good save from Robert, though. But yeah, very good highlight from us until the fact that we just didn't score. the ball was cut out miraculously. It was a great ball by Damiano. It was a good run from him too, but unfortunately for us, that doesn't really matter too much. And yeah, anyway, Sisto now making a run into Pedersen. Good ball looking for Dreyer, and in the end, it's going to be a goal kick. Really looked like our highlight, and in the end, just bang on the break with 3 up front. Interesting game. If we can stay at 1-0, find a goal, it's okay. And the longer it stays at 1-0, the more that we can maybe FM our way into a draw. And a draw on the opening day against Midtjylland, I would take. Anyway, Damiano throws and looks for the shoot. It's a poor throw-in, really. And Baba should have won the ball and doesn't. And Motta is in here. Lassie's trying to chase him down. He's not the quickest. In the end, Motta has put in an absolute vicious chip. And that is absolutely class. And that is not what I want to see at all. I'm just going to remove the specific instruction now because we need to kind of go for it. And it's just, yet again, it's just 3 strikers, man. They're broken. I don't know how to combat it. I can't do anything. Robert, yet again, doesn't have to be that far off the line. Nice animation with the dive. But yeah, it doesn't have to be that doesn't have to be that far off his line, and just gets caught out of position massively. And it's just them again. Defensively, being carved apart. What a move. What a goal. It's all over. All over Red Rover. 3-0 down. We're going to get pumped on the opening day. And it's just through no fault of our own. Under 19s have killed us. We're missing a centre-back. And yeah, it is what it is. Ball back stick. The shoe heads. We've actually got a goal back. The shoe has scored on the opening day yet again. But a little bit too late from us. We haven't been dogged enough. Midfield's lacking, obviously, as well. Who's missing? Little Yeppy. So yeah, just our full strength side isn't here, and I expect to get beat on the opening. I actually expect Saunders to beat us too without our full strength side, but it's not what you want to see. We've been dominated here on the opening day, and it is not good enough at all. And Dreyer now, we've got an early corner, and Robert makes a save. He's having an okay game, the keeper, but at the same time, I don't think he's been great. It's a good throw from him, and Dus, who's not Frank, is going to go on a bit of a run. Bull finds Kenny. And like I've said, I've seen us build up so well that it's just been a little bit disappointing. Anyway, Damiano is quick enough to beat a man. He might whip a ball in here if he wants to. He does. Good ball in. Zahora heads just over. This is the thing. They've taken their chances. We, on the other hand, have squandered a few. It's another highlight. And I think we kind of need highlights if we're going to win this game. So we have to see him. And in the end, this is where we have to hit him. And Dus now, he's got natural finishing ability. Dus goes for goal. It's deflected and it's going to be a corner. I'm going to move Dus into this inside forward role on attack, or this inverted winger role on attack. Seems to prefer it. And there we go. But yeah, at the moment, not particularly enjoying this at all. Anyway, the ball's headed away, and only as far as Damiano, and that's that. We haven't been particularly great out there. But at the same time, the same day, on our day, we could have finished a few chances ourselves. So it is what it is. Anyway, Kenny, Motta, that's going to fall to him because it always does. It falls him again. Lassie does well. And in the end, Robert thumps it to no one in particular. That's where he just needs to show a little bit of composure, the keeper. Instead, gives the ball back to him. Thank you for the follow there as well, Lean Chun, 1998, where you're watching from, Lean. And in the end, it's going to be it's 3 strikers yet again. Just pump ball football. Jinx him, it's in. I can't deal with 3 fucking strikers, and it's fucking annoying me. It's just annoying that when we're going to play Midtjylland, we're going to cop it every time. Anderson's going to come off because he's not good enough. Friss is going to come out there as well, and we're just going to do this and hope that the shoe can do something on the left-hand side because I've just had enough of Dus being out there. And yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. We've scored a second with the shoe as we're trying to make changes, so you just never know, getting back into it, if we're going to get another one. Don't know how it's happened, but Zahora's headed into Dus, and Dus has kind of, I think, just swung one in, and the shoe's at the back stick. So we scored from kickoff to make it 4-2. And in the end, the shoe's done a job yet again. We are going to make those changes here, and hopefully the shoe can impact on the left-hand side. Madsen can go on the right. And hopefully Zahora and Frisch can work something out. Hey, a goal from a set piece would be ideal, but I don't know why we haven't played it short. Why have we not played that short? We have a short set piece loaded up for a freaking reason. If we concede, I'm going to be livid. Where's the short set piece? By the way, these two need to be the other way around. If we can get one from this highlight, which I doubt because they're on the ball, and that's a ball and a half, and 3 strikers and wingers and everything is coming in, it's going to fool them, isn't it? I don't know. Kenny heads, Friss. You just never know. If we get one right now, Zahora, Madsen wants it. He's screaming for it. Friss, Madsen, got to finish my boy. Oh, he's hit the post. Oh, if we scored then, you just never have known. In the end, it's a good throw in the shoe. Ball in. Oh. And here we go. They're going to score because 3 strikers. And now they've got 2 up top with a guy sitting in behind and can't catch him.
From Hellos, Damien.
Yes, mother.
Can I talk to you or not?
No, not really.
Well, you get what you want. Fish or hamburgers? Quick.
What is the keeper doing?
Fish or hamburgers?
Hamburger. Oh, no, fish. What is the keeper doing? This is why I want to get rid of Robert. He's piss poor. In the end, on our day, we've had 13 chances, 4 on target. Really should have been a draw. Emerson, ball in, Friss. Heads down, Zahora. Has to go on a run. Friss again. Goes for goal. What a drive. He's hit the post again. We've hit the woodwork twice now. We've hit the woodwork twice. Wowee. We really should have come back into this game. Kenny, Madsen. Damiano. Down the line. Madsen again. Looks in the Friss. Kenny again. Where's Zahora? Make the run. Got to finish now. Give me a chance. Nah, game over. We lose. Game over. We lose. Look, we've had our chances. We've been good enough. Bubba hits over the bar. Free effort. Of all people, it's Bubba. It's game over, boys. We haven't finished the chances. It's as simple as that. If we finished our chance, we would have got a point out of this today. What it would have been like with a full first choice team. We have only ourselves to blame. We've come back into it. The change of tactic has worked into the 4-2-4. It's what it's here to do, to save us. And in the end, Madsen's hit the post, the shoes hit the post, Zahora's hit the post, or pulled off a good save. Friss now with a chance. And Friss again hits the... misses the 1-on-1 and hits the side netting. When you're meant to be FM'd, you're meant to be FM'd. I wouldn't say we're getting FM'd because they'd be the better side here. But these chances are chances we should have scored. Look, this game should have finished 4-4. I feel very hard done by. This game should have finished 4-4. The only one that can hold his head high is the shoe. Zahora's missed yet again in a couple of big games. And it's something that we saw last year. Zahora in big moments, missed chances. Friss off the bench. He's only scored 1 goal in 8 appearances. Off the bench, couple clear-cut chances, 15 finishing, nothing. Send the assistant to that because I don't really care to be asked. And yeah, it's annoying. That is annoying in itself. It's maybe a positive sign that we still manage to create chances as well against a team that obviously is much better than us, and we were, we weren't at full strength. We're missing players here, but at the same stage, that's a worrying sign. We didn't create too much. We're part of the par in the 4-3-3. Yes, they're playing 3 strikers, and we know it's been broken for years in Football Manager, and this year it seems to be like levels of FM18 broken, where teams can just pump balls in the air and not fall to them. But at the same stage, we kind of scored in the 4-3-3. We scored, I think both goals came in the 4-3 because the change wasn't made from kickoff when we scored with Dus. But in the 4-2-4, carved them up. Carved them up with those 3 strikers up front because we had 4 guys going forward against the 3 at the back. And unfortunately for us, it didn't happen. I think next time I see 3-4-3, I'm going to move in the 4-2-4 straight away and just kind of go, all right, you're going to score 4, I'll score 6 sort of system. But yeah, it is what it is. All right, I'll see you next episode here. I'm going to give you... I don't know what games I'm going to give you. I might give you maybe the Bromby game. Let's have a look. Yeah, the Bromby game, I reckon. And we might go the Vigil OB double header, I reckon. Makes a bit more sense as well. I'll give you the Vigil OB double header. I think it's the next episode. And we'll just see what sort of start we get off to. If I'm going to predict, look, if we had a full strength side, we beat Saunders. We should beat AC Hornets. Randers on paper, we should beat. And then Copenhagen, we should lose. So I think, look, if I said 7 points, we get 7 points from these 4 games. Not bad as a pass mark. If we get less than 7 points, we're in really big trouble. We're going to be fighting for relegation this season, which is not good. If we get more than 7 points, pretty much on the money. I know we're playing away from home in these 3 games, but I do expect maybe even 9 points from these 3 games. The 3 easier games to play at home, but it is what it is. Anyway, from Dave and everybody else, that's episode 44 done. And I'll see you guys at episode 45 next time. Not the greatest start on the opening day. The new signings look good. Hopefully the 4-3-3, even though it's not too dissimilar to the 4-2-3-1, does work out well. In pre-season it did, but against a 3-strike formation by FC Midtjylland, one of the best teams in the comp, we were undone. I'll see you next time. Thank you, and goodbye.